Hello, everybody. We have returned from the break to present you the finals of the Tenax Proving Grounds number 10 between Team Rocket and Team Tamashi. Kiki had to leave. Thank you so much for joining me on the cast for the semifinals. And I'm joined by another new face, Lars. Welcome to the cast. Very happy
Thank,
to have you.
thank you. I'm very excited to be here. I think it's going to be a great match, and I'm very excited to be casting it.
Yes, how are you feeling? Excited about the teams?
I'm feeling great, and I'm quite excited. Yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting. And I've been following like slightly. I didn't get to watch the semifinals here, but I can see like I'm not surprised. I might say at least that we're seeing these two teams in the finals, and I'm quite excited to see who's going to come out on top.
Yeah, we had Tamashi clutch out a defeat against Team Isolith. Maybe a bit of an upset, if you want to call it that. Just a really solid play from both Tamashi's survivors and killers. And in the other semifinals, Team Rocket was able to secure the win over Team Aegis. And for people familiar with CompDBD, you're probably familiar with the name Rocket, has been around the scene for quite a while. Incredible 1v1 player, also played on Calamity previously and has now found his home in Team Invictus. So definitely a star player on a team that is probably more of a pug team. So they don't practice together regularly, just a group of friends showing up for this tournament. So very excited to see what they can happen, what they can make happen. Let's have a look at the picks and bans together, shall we? Because our teams have decided to play Wraith on Dead Dog Saloon, Artist on Azeroth's Resting Place, Demo on Cold Tower, Trickster on Wreckers, with Tiebreaker Doctor on Torment Creek, which is a really interesting map to see for Doctor.
I 100% agree. I feel like I do kind of I feel like I see a little bit of a pattern here. I definitely would say Team Rocket here picking the more, you could say maybe a little more chase heavy sets, and Tamashi are picking more ranged. And yeah, I think it's gonna show maybe possibly in the survivors playstyles. I do think it's no secret at least that Rocket is definitely known for his 1v1s, and for some he's also very known for his demo. So I am excited to see if he's going to be playing the demo and just how all of this is going to, like, you could just, say evolve and go out.
Also a bit of a doctor specialist. Definitely see him play all these killers, Demo, Wraith, and Doctor for previous teams in the past. So Team Rocket definitely got the picks that they wanted here. Tamashi, we've seen them play Trickster against Isolith earlier, and they decided, hey, we did so well in this set, we're just going to run it back. Same map, same killer. And then Artist being added as well on Azeroth's Resting Place, a very macro-heavy set where survivors aren't expected to do all that much in chase. It's all about death spots and breaking important gen setups on either side of the map. We will definitely have to see which team is able to get the advantage in these sets, but it's definitely a pattern, like you said, with the range killers on one side and the more 1v1 chase-focused killers on the other side.
Yeah. I, mm, I'm trying to think here. I am excited to see just, especially on that dog set, as you mentioned, it's definitely going to be interesting to see on the Torment Creek here. It's definitely not. I don't think it's no secret, that this is not like your average dog map. And I try not to think, but I don't actually think I've seen at least that many matches of dog being played on this map. So I am quite excited to see how it will fold out, especially also to see if like there are any standards, like, for example, with dog sets or dog in general, there's just certain places on certain tiles where you just know you have to shock here. And I'm excited to see if our killer players will have those spots on this map too, or if they will be going in a little bit more clueless, and just how that will fold out.
Yeah, very good observation. With the palette density changes and the dead zone reduction that has been introduced a while ago now, Torment Creek also received a nerf to the size of the map, making it a tiny bit shorter. There is less space behind the main building, which can definitely help those killers that don't have innate mobility in their kit, like Doctor. Doctor usually played on Red Chop, which is also quite a large map. So the killer is probably going to feel at home on the map. No big difference. Of course, I would say Torment Creek's main building is a bit stronger than Ratchet Shop's main building. You might want to deal with that breakable door at the start, or you might want to use your ability to shock the survivors to prevent them from vaulting so they don't make it there in the first place. Definitely interested how it's going to go. I think this is the first time that I see the new quote unquote Torment Creek in comp, and previously, definitely not a map where many killers are being played on in the first place. I think so far I've seen Plague and Pyramid Head being played on Torment Creek, and like nobody else.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. Yeah, but it's definitely gonna be interesting. I am really just excited to see this. I also do kind of wonder. Would you say do we think that maybe we could, maybe without like leaning or I guess favoriting any team too much, but are we gonna, do you think we're gonna see any team maybe taking like a certain set or a certain couple of sets more than the other team, or do you think they're on equal footing is probably what I'm trying to say.
That is a good question because I think there is definitely a pattern in the sets that have been picked. But on the other hand, for example, Team Tamashi was confident enough in their own ability to play Wraith and Demo to not ban them away from Rocket. So I think they're going into this pretty confidently, having gotten two picks that they are very happy with. And they have already shown great gameplay against Team Isolith, just coming back from a pretty rough first set on the Mastermind, showing their prowess in the Trickster set, and then moving on to a Wraith tiebreaker. So they have played almost half of the sets that we will be seeing in these grand finals already today. They are warmed up, they're locked in, and I think they're going to do pretty great. Also, it just depends on how much practice Team Rocket has together. Like I said, it's probably more of a pack team. So a team that just gets together ever so often rather than Tamashi, which is a team that practices together constantly, practices all the matchups together, has good synergy. So that is maybe where one of the strengths of the roster could come from.
Yeah, I do want to say I agree with that. That's definitely also what I'm looking out for here. Again, like, and I'm. That's not to say I don't mean offense to Team Rocket's players here, but of course, Rocket is, you could say, kind of the star player, and the facts are still that Rocket, this is not his primary team. I don't personally know them super well, so maybe I could be wrong in this assumption, but I would assume that they don't scrim that often together. And this is more of like a, of course they've scrimmed, but like this is more for funsies, you could say, kind of. So I would also lean towards Tamashi, might be taking the edge here, but again, it's Rocket. I don't think, I think we can agree that Rocket is definitely one of the best players in the game. People will have varying opinions on how high he is compared to other players, but Rocket is Rocket. He's known for his 1v1s. He's known for playing in Invictus and other top tier teams, and he's known for doing like great performances in tournaments. So I think he's definitely gonna be one to look out for. I wouldn't put it past though. I do recognize Mash and Tavo, and I do know that they are also quite good players. Yes. So I wouldn't just keep all the focus on Rocket, I think. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this unfolds with different teams, and definitely to see their synergy.
Like you said, this is definitely not a situation where you can just be like, oh, I'm just going to focus the weak link instead of going for Rocket. No, these players are all very solid. But again, I think that Tamashi was already able to show us some really good gameplay. And both Wraith and Demo are sets where individual gameplay and teamwork matter a lot. I think individual chases have been very convincing from Tamashi today. Their teamwork has been on point as well. We saw clarity on the killer on Wraith earlier. He executed his win condition flawlessly, showed some great prowess and understanding of how to play the palettes on Dead Dog Saloon. I think we're just in here for a treat of a grand finals.
I 100% agree. Again, these are like very exciting sets. I think they pick some great killers. It's definitely something I've definitely seen some of these killers being played in this tournament and tournaments beforehand, and they're always just a treat to watch. I love watching Wraith, Artist, them, all of these killers in tournaments. We're definitely in for something good here, I think. And I really think we are gonna see some crazy plays, and we're gonna see some crazy performances, maybe some big mistakes. We're just gonna be in for a lot, I think, here. And I do kind of hope that we will see a lot of these sets. I don't know if I can say that we will see all 5 sets, but I do hope, and I do think we will at least see some of these sets, and it will probably and hopefully be a little close. But yeah, for now, only time can tell us that, though.
Yes, I'm an artist main myself, so I'm looking forward to that set. It's always exciting to see how people innovate on that set with a killer that has such a long history in comp. Now has changed quite a bit with the rising popularity of haste perks like Rapid Brutality or Batteries included, which makes me a bit sad because, of course, it defeats the point of the birds just a tiny bit. On the other hand, it is just so damn efficient that I can't blame anybody for running them. I run them myself. They are fun to use. But yeah, shutting down those regen situations in both the Wraith and the Artist set are going to be high priority for the killers and survivors.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I have also seen a little bit of the balancing. I would say I haven't really seen a lot of Wraith matches, so I'm not completely sure on the exact balancing and like expected stages. But from what I could see from the Artist set, it definitely seems to be also as like I said with like fewer stages than the average Artist sets, mostly because of the balancing. So I do think we will definitely be seeing a lot of play around the free gen, but I do also kind of expect both teams to at some point break the free gen and maybe get some outs too. And not like too many stages, but again, it's really only going to be time that's going to tell that. And yeah, and I do also believe we might be loading into the first game now, into Wraith game.
Yes, we're going to have Tamashi, Team Tamashi on the killer first with Team Rocket on Survivor. It will be Clarity playing again. Just got off a Wraith set against Team Isolith. Looked super convincing during it. Let's see if he can just keep it up, get another great result for his team right away. And yeah, set us up for a great grand finals here.
100%, yeah. And as we are slowly loading in here, I am very excited to see what the spawns will be, what the generators will be, and the builds. And I think we might be in now.
Yes.
Yes, we're in. So the
That is
first
so
thing,
interesting.
yeah, the
Yes,
first
please.
thing that we see here is, I would say maybe a little more of a standard, but we're going straight into it. I don't have time to yet. We're into the first stage. So Rocket seems to be taking the attention. I think he's just gonna be trying to, you could say maybe the word's not ego, but he will try to like force the chase onto him and see like if he just can like draw out the gens here. So Tamashi's killer here really just needs a quick down, or at least to put on some pressure. I would say just for the pressure of it, but also for the mental game.
Yeah,
We
Clarity
do
just
decide to leave.
exactly takes the pallet, leaves the chase, leaves the corrupted area, tries to go for a short swing onto Mash, but Mash holding the great distance onto the next pallet, gets the stun onto the race, out of cloak though. Another pallet is going to be broken. Really great start for Team Rocket so far, great chases. And as you were pointing out, Clarity actually going for a bit of a different build this time. The last time we saw him play, he brought Thrill of the Hunt, Pain Res, Ruin, and Crowd Control. Now going for a safer build with Sloppy Butcher and Bamboozle with Corrupt Intervention. Going to find his first tag onto Mash, who takes it, goes to the main building.
Yeah, and we're just gonna be committing to the chase, I think, I would assume. Yes, I am excited to see if we have a hit on here. The UI could be bugged, but it doesn't seem that our survivors are on gens and we are chasing around. Oh, he's trying to go for the enemies. Didn't seem to work with the fake there. He's still
Nash is playing really well.
he's winning the 50s. We're going to 4 now. I am again though, as I was saying, I'm excited to see if we have a hit on nearby, because that's what I would expect. But we do
Beautiful
get the down here.
Yeah, it was definitely quite the extended first chase. We see that at least 2 gens are ready to pop. Actually, 3 gens firing at all cylinders, around 90%. Even a Painless will only be able to stop one of them, if only. Maybe the hook is too far away. No, the hook comes through. Painless interrupts the 3rd gen. I mean, that is 3 gens almost popping for the fast chase. I think our survivors can be very happy with this.
I 100% agree, and it's definitely important gens. We can see the gen there on 10 and the Gallows gen, both gens that are often in a tight free gen there, either popped or with the Gallows gen very high progress. We do see Rocket trying to get the pull. He doesn't quite onto another chase here. Clarity doesn't quite get the hit. I think he's just gonna maybe slightly commit to it, but I wouldn't expect to fully commit to it. I think he's gonna want to put pressure on the hook still.
Look at that rocket pathing coming through. Just beautiful little spin, buying as much time as possible on the pallet, almost forcing the uncloak, getting a couple of good vaults. And Team Rocket is just prioritizing gen pressure here, popping the 3rd gen. We saw Lexi hovering for pull earlier, so we know that he's been working on another gen as this camp is progressing. Now, is Mash going to hit 2nd stage, or will there be a last second trade? I think even if Mash goes 2nd here, Team Rocket is going to be very happy with how the game is progressing.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I would have maybe expected it from Rocket to maybe try to get the unhook before the 2nd stage, but they're in such a great position. I'm not surprised that they just let it go to 2nd and just take the gens now. We do have Rocket being hit here, and this could maybe be awkward. It's not the safest pallet. Oh, he does get the stun though, and this will let Rocket go to Shack or where he really wants to. He's gonna be taking it to Shack. And he's just gonna go for this Shack pallet. Gets the stun.
Really trusts his ping there, able to get the stun, getting the reblind, playing another pretty safe pallet, greeting it just a tiny bit. Is this going to be enough for a down? Yes! Clarity does get the down on Rocket. Now is someone close for the pickup? Yeah. For the pallet save, and yes, Tavo is hovering, gets the pallet save clean and simple. Only 2 stages for Clarity, and 4 gens have popped. Team Rocket definitely bringing the pressure in this first set.
I 100% agree. Oh, I think we might finally be getting Rocket down here, but this is a difficult situation for Clarity. I'm having a hard time seeing the vision, I will be honest. You should never say never, of course. We do get the pain rest in here, but Clarity really needs some stages now, because at this point, Team Rocket is just gonna get a lot of outs, and it's not looking super good. We need to go into the 3v1 soon, or else it's just gonna be impossible, in my opinion.
I think it's too late to go into the 3v1. This is going to be outs for sure, and Clarity just has to try to get some fresh stages on the board, and does find a fresh survivor in Lexi in front of this main building area, where many resources already have been completed. Gets a relatively free tag, and Lexi is taking the chase to the main building. Clarity decides to commit, not going back for the tunnel out, really wants those fresh hooks. I think that is the right decision here.
Yeah, I do agree now, yeah. We can see, oh, he doesn't get the hit, unlucky.
Yeah, this buys so much more time for Lexi. Makes it to the toilet pallet. Very good place to die on, just far away from all of the action.
We really want to fast down here. We do kind of get it, but still, yeah, it's a great place to die. And Team Rocket is still in a great position. Clarity really needs to find something here, but I'm not sure it's gonna happen. We do see 2 generators being almost popped now, and there it is. The 5th gen gets popped as we enter in game with 4 stages, I think. Yeah, 4 stages on the board right now. Clarity just needs to find Tavo and hopefully maybe camp it out. We do find Rocket. We could accept Rocket, but in this situation, I'd maybe try and find the Nia, but it might be hard. Because Nia's gonna do everything she can to hide.
Yeah, Clarity takes 2 stages on Rocket. Our survivors are probably going to take outs happy with the result being 6 stages, 3 fresh in total. Pretty decent. I would say that is just slightly below average for Wraith.
Yeah, I would agree. It's definitely not over yet. I would not say that at all, but it's gonna be a little hard for Team Tamashi here, and they definitely need to bring their A game if they're gonna be winning this set.
Yeah, this was just such a fast trial. The survivors really not giving clarity any inch, just having super solid chases all around, not being able to spread any pressure, injuries just coming a tiny bit too late, no real sloppy value because he was forced to commit the chases. It happens. Really solidly played by Team Rocket, but in the end, a result that Tamashi's killer player won't be too upset about. 3 fresh stages on 6 hooks. That's okay.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Again, of course, not definitely not a bad result, but we do see, as we said with Team Rocket here, it's definitely going to be like a team that's going to be hard to chase. They have a lot of good loopers, and I would say, I think hopefully the weakness would be trying to disrupt it, but again, it's a hard one because you need to get the downs, but it's hard to get the downs, and when you can't get the downs, Jin starts flying.
Yeah, we saw Team Tamashi get 3 stages against Albatross on the Wraith earlier, so they are definitely capable of getting a really good result on the survivor side.
Yeah, and we're gonna just have to hope they can pull that through here again. And I am definitely, again though, I am excited to see. I do firmly believe though that Tamashi does have a chance here, and a good chance on top of that, if I may even say. Even though, as said, it's definitely not won or lost for everybody yet, but it is still, I would say, yeah, of course, a pretty decent result, at least from Team Rocket. And it's definitely going to be, you definitely need to get your head in the game, I would say, for this one, to pull this off. But again, I do think Tamashi might just be able to do it.
Yeah, we are going to see Rocket on the killer. No surprise there, very known for his Wraith. And just very, very clean mechanically when it comes to chase, when it comes to important mind games, of course. Rocket has really been stepping it up on his YouTube thumbnail game. Very entertaining to watch all the memes unfold, in my opinion.
I 100% agree. I will be honest, I have definitely been favoring just a couple of ones of those gifs that I've been seeing in the team chats and so on. I think that's definitely one of the strengths and the funnies that we have in our lovely comp community is all the gifs we make of each other. And I do find a lot of them hilarious, especially the ones of Rocket. I feel like I'm allowed to say that. They are definitely a little bit funny, some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. We've also seen the grand finals chat being spammed with them. And of course, no hard feelings. They're not meant in any negative way. Listen, if you make a thumbnail for YouTube, you want it to stick out and be recognizable. So I think he's doing a great job.
Exactly, and like the fact is, of course, Rocket is quite known in the community, so people are gonna, of course, always gonna be making a little bit fun of him, like no matter what. And again, yeah, but I do really like the vibes that we've been seeing in the grand finals chat. It's definitely nice to see that both teams are in a good mood, and that will hopefully also translate to better playing and get a gameplay. And I think we are loading in now again. Of course, again, Rocket on the killer and Tamashi's survivors here. And yeah, as we're slowly loading in, it's going to be exciting to see what gen spread we get here, what spawn we get, and all the good stuff.
Now, I'm expecting our survivors to play very carefully at the start, probably camp a couple of resources until they are aware of the killer's position, and we see a different build coming through from Rocket, opting for Thrill of the Hunt, Ruin, Pain Resonance, and a Wretched Fate. So you just got the best of both worlds. You have half totem build, and then you have Pain Res in there. Clarity, fast chase. Not losing on that very weak pallet. Oh, gets it through the pallet though. Has to make it to main now. This is a great start for Rocket. First injury coming down very quickly.
Yeah, this is again a really great spot for Rocket. I do think we need to either just see some gen progress. I think I do see a tank hit there. I was gonna say that we probably do need somebody to tank here, just to extend it a little further. Rocket opts to go for mob kit here on the main building. This could go either way, depending on Rocket's not gonna uncloak, he's just gonna try and force something here.
Beautiful coordination. One player playing the very strong main building, the other person sending it straight for Shaq, making the killer choose between one out of two very bad outcomes. And Map beautifully able to extend the chase here. Is that enough to get it down? He does die under the pallet, losing the mind game there. Is someone close for the pallet save? No, this is going to be the first hit onto Map with the first generator popping.
And we do... I don't think there was a pain risk. We do only have one gen here. It's a bit of a slow start for Tamashi, I would say. Definitely a pretty good spot for Rocket right here. But again, I want to say it's too early to say anything right now. We do get into an early chase again, finding 2 survivors. That means that the third one probably has to go on hook, meaning that we don't have a lot of gen pressure right now. And I think Tamashi somehow needs to regroup or like something and just try to crank these gens now, because at this pace we're not going to be getting enough progress, and Rocket's just going to have time to get just the stages he needs.
Yeah, Rocket is able to somehow occupy 2 survivors at the same time in the chase. A bit of looping with friends coming through. Now decides to go for the injured Clarity, who still has main building. Shaq pallet, I'm sorry, using balance landing off the gallows there, but is it enough to reach this pallet again? It is not, goes down without being able to drop Shaq, and I don't think this is going to be a pallet save either.
Oh no pallet save, and we do get a basement hook too. This is definitely a tough situation for Tamashi.
Yeah, Wretched Fate also in play, slowing down Divers, who has had the time to sit on the generators, but at much slower speed than usual. Just good macro by Rocket, finding the 2 survivors that have been resetting. Now both Thrill of the Hunt and Wretched Fate have left the trial, which means he's only left with Ruin and Painless. But hey, those are still 2 very, very solid perks. Finding the rotation from Mup, who's trying to get the Unlock Investment, caught out now, has to drop Shack Pallet, gets the stun, but Rocket is happy with this.
Yeah, I definitely think he is. Again, great position for me. And now we see looping on top of the hook survivor. Definitely kind of been forced into it, but not exactly like a fun situation. Not really what you want. Rocket's not going to be committing the chase. He's just going to keep the camp here. I can definitely see why. Again, we don't have a lot of gen pressure here, so right now he's just free to get the camp out. Hopefully get the 3 stages and then maybe finding some more here.
Yeah, he's just been able to interrupt multiple survivors at the same time, and now finds a chase onto Map in the desert area while Clarity hits stage 2. Pallet is being dropped. How much longer can this chase be extended? Good play on these relatively unsafe pallets. The short swing, but Map barely able to avoid it. Anuk comes through, but so does another down. This is going to be the 4th stage already. And only 2 generators have been completed. Looks like Rocket is finally going to take his pain res, slowing down our survivors' gen speed even more. We do see the prompt of a generator being damaged by pain res, so they definitely are working more generators at the time, but a lot of progress probably not on the map.
Yeah, I 100% agree. We do see 1 gen here with quite a bit of progress, but Ruin's just going to get straight onto that. It's definitely quite the tough spot for Tamashi. I don't want to sound pessimistic, but I'm having a hard time seeing how Tamashi might pull through this situation. Rocket's just like, he's just showing how to pressure, like how you just do the macro side of the game. He's putting a lot of pressure on a lot of different survivors, committing to just the right chases at the right moments. We do see another gen pop. And I hope for Tamashi's sake that they might be able to get 1 more or 2 within not too long of a time, but again, I just don't think the gen pressure is there right now.
He does get the down onto Clarity, who is on death hook, who's been just working the main building, injured, who is now going to get eliminated from the trial. Maybe a tiny bit of a misplay, not going for the pain resonance there. I think maybe something that could have been min-maxed, but again, Rocket is in such a strong position here. Already 5 hook stages achieved. And if he just camps one fresh survivor to stage 2, that is going to be the win con, gets the body block on the window. Focus just a tiny bit too greedy there after doing so well earlier on the TNL walls, body blocking Rocket beautifully. And Rocket leaves the chase, finds another survivor in Mapke, who takes another tag. He's also Death Hook, and Rocket wants to commit this one.
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think he's just gonna want to commit this. He's already in the 3v1. This is definitely already a really strong position. But now that he's found the Death Hook survivor, yeah, he's just gonna be trying to get that final kill. I get it down to a 2v1, where like gen progress is just almost impossible. But we do see Mup. He's doing quite a bit of a chase here. Rocket does have to leave now. There's definitely a little bit of pressure building, but again, I just don't think it's enough at this point. But I won't say no until it's the very end, because I don't know, maybe Tamashi might just pull a miracle out of this.
Yeah, the one saving grace for our survivors right now is that Rocket has no way of blocking the windows. Ah, unfortunate tag onto divers, but yeah, no bamboozle in play. Of course, no crowd control either, so windows are what Rocket is going to be struggling with. He just takes tags onto every survivor, leaving everybody in the injured state, and now just going for whoever is out of position, which in this case might be Focus.
Yeah, I think so. It just doesn't get the hit, fortunately for Focus. And yeah, Rock is just gonna obsolete this. I don't think he's really gonna be committing to anything just right now. As you said, he doesn't have BAM, and like playing chases around main, which is a very window heavy part of the map, is just not what you want to. We do see the tank here.
It was just Focus missing the prompt, getting body blocked beautifully by Rocket. And another good news maybe for our survivors is that Ruin has left the trial, so they no longer have to deal with that. But at the same time, Divers loses the mind game on the filler, goes down, and it looks like Mob is just trying to pop one more generator while Focus is recovering. This is looking quite dire for the survivor side.
Yeah, I agree. We do see the Ruin out of the game. That's definitely gonna be taking a little bit of the pressure off, but I can't help but like just think, was it really worth it at this point? Again, you can see, like, I think the biggest problem here is when just not getting enough gen pressure. Rock is he's too many places at once. So going for the Ruin is just trying to push through it. It might have been a mistake, but again, at this point, you need a miracle, and just trying things, see if anything sticks. That's honestly like the best thing you can do right now.
Cheeky blind coming through from Divers, but I think this is the survivors accepting their fate. It's very unlikely that they will be able to get anybody out of the gate with 2 generators remaining and only 2 survivors left in the trial. Another unfortunate loss on the pallet. Divers goes down again, and now it is only Focus being injured on the main building, and Rocket knows exactly where he is.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do think I can say now that this was an unfortunate loss from Tamashi. Even though it was a 4K2 compared to 6 stage, I wouldn't say, like, I'm not too, I don't want to say I'm too like scared for Tamashi, maybe that's the word, because again, this is Team Rocket's pick of killer. And I would be like more surprised if they didn't like put in a good result and didn't put in something good effort here. So I also really just hope for Tamashi that they can do kind of the same thing as Team Rocket did here with the artist set, maybe getting like a few stages on the survivor side and putting in like a nice 4K something on the killer side.
Yeah, this was not like the survivors being completely outclassed or anything. It was just a really solid performance from the killer side. Unfortunately, some of the pallets on Dead Dog Saloon aren't the safest, and if you force to play those, you might just take it down or take a hit. I think they had some really solid fundamentals, beautiful hit tanks coming through, but in the end, it was not enough, and Team Rocket is able to go up 1-0 in the grand finals. Now, as you said, the next set is going to be Tamashi's pick, and it's going to be Artist, a very macro heavy M2 killer. So definitely playing into the strengths of Team Tamashi's killer players there. We're going to stay in the same lobby, and Rocket might stay on the killer. Let's see.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does. I think Rocket is going to be playing killer for most of these sets, if not all of them. But we'll have to see here. But yeah, just to go back while we still have time for it, I do agree. Yeah, I think there were definitely a couple of survival mistakes from Tamashi on that rave set, but I also think a lot of it came down to just losing 50s. On Dead Dog, a lot of unsafe pellets, a lot of 50s, and yeah, sometimes you just win a lot of 50s, other times you see what Tamashi did here, lose a lot of 50s, and of course that could lead to quicker downs, and I think that might also have contributed to what just happened here, with it being a little more of, you could say, a little bit of a difference in the result. I think some of it might have come down to just those 50s, but again, it's hard to say. Rocket just had such a presence on the map that game. I wouldn't wanted to take anything away from his killer performance here.
Yes, the pressure was just insurmountable for the survivors. Really, really well played. I'm super interested to see how he's going to perform on the Artist, who plays quite differently, but maybe just going to play into the rapid brutality a bit more, not even making full use out of the power, just playing into his own strength. That would be a fun adaptation to see, but I definitely don't put it past him that he could be a demon on the Artist as well. Just not a killer that he is necessarily known for, I would say. You rarely see people queuing Artist on ladder.
Yeah, agreed. I've definitely played some Artist 1v1s. It's definitely not one of my personal favorites. It's definitely an interesting thing, and yeah,
they are not very fun.
No, I think we can agree, and I think we are allowed to say that Artist 1v1s are definitely not. But I wouldn't say I don't think also it's a shock to say that you don't pick Artist for the chase of it and for the 1v1 fun of it, like you might do with something like Doc. Artist is more of, I would say, a communication, breaking the regions and stuff like that, and not more like having good chases necessarily.
Yeah, it's all about being able to split the map, don't go down to your objectives, stay away from the 4gen, which is inevitably gonna spawn on one side of the map. We all know how ARP works. Almost said RPD. Please, let's not do Artist on RPD.
Ooh, that sounds like an interesting thing. Ooh, no, I would not want to watch that either. I will be honest.
Yeah, we'll see if the survivors choose to cross aggressively or if they're going to try and play it a tiny bit slow. Maybe only give the killer the option to commit on the corrupted side of the map, which is never something you really want to do. And we will see how the killer adapts themselves.
Yeah, Tamashi also definitely has an opportunity here to really set the tone with it. And I am, like you said, I'm really excited to see if they're going to be playing it more aggressively, going to be playing it more passively, and just how they spread out the map and how they put pressure on different parts of the map.
Oh my god.
Instantly, and I think the fortune is at 12 here, or at the killer spawn.
Remember how I was talking about Rocket playing into his strength of being an M1 killer? And we see rapid brutality and batteries included. Now that is just beautiful. I like it a lot.
Yeah, this is definitely quite, I would say, the aggressive chase build. I am going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see if it might just, if you can keep up the pressure with just these perks, because it's going to need a lot of chases here. So if the survivors split, they might just be able to put in some good pressure.
He's getting the shotgun hit there onto Focus, who's in our first chase. Drops the pallet, but can he make it around one more time? I don't think so. The first down coming through very, very quickly here. Focus not being able to dodge out on the birds, and Rocket capitalizing quickly on the mistake with a very fast down. Does he go for the basement hook, and he just elects to play those top side 3gen rather than the 4gen that is bot side?
Yeah, he does seem to go for the basement, and I definitely agree. I think it's an interesting choice, maybe. Should definitely go for the 3-gen instead of the 4-gen. But we'll have to see what he does with it now.
I've got to talk to our balancing team. We have we have Overcamel out, and we have Blast Mine. I'm crashing out as an artist player over here.
No, yeah, it's definitely some, you could say, more survivor-sided balancing for this artist set. And again, I do think, and I do expect them to hopefully break through all of these gens at some point and in some way. But again, like, Rocket is not in a bad position here, and he might just be able to pull off maybe a 4K1 or even a 4K2.
You can easily camp from this position. Unhooking against an artist in basement, almost impossible, because yeah, you can get into the basement, but how are you gonna get out if the artist just places 2 crows at the top of it? So a bit weird for me to see that map chooses to not work any generator, because basement for artist it's just so campable, right? Rocket really has no reason to leave this, knowing that he was able to get the hook before the survivor. Were able to get on any gen, just catching them during the rotation, knowing that there hasn't been a lot of pressure on the map just yet. And yeah, they are able to pop 2 generators for Focus sitting stage 2 here. But Focus is still in the basement, and Rocket is still close. This is definitely a calculated risk that Rocket is taking, deciding, yeah, I'm fine with you popping my bot side gens. I have a pretty tight regen on this top side of the map.
Yeah, I 100% agree here. We do see some more aggressive plays coming in here, and we do. I don't know if I like the play of just having one player waiting it out. I think all 3 players should have just been on gens this time, because again, as you said, like, Rocket has no reason to leave this or give an opportunity. And I think, yeah, we're gonna be finding the survivor trying to get the unhook, which kind of makes it redundant that there hasn't been any gen pressure for it.
Yeah, of course it takes 140 seconds to camp a survivor from the first hook all the way to the elimination. And a gen usually takes 90 seconds. And with some quick maths over there, that would have meant that map would have been able to just repair 1 more generator for the team. Of course, I'm not putting the blame on the individual player. This is just a team decision being made. Just hoping that Rocket maybe takes 1 step too far and the unhook can come through. But with that being not the case, we have an elimination at 3 generators remaining. And Rocket finds 2 survivors with his dire crows.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think it was just a team decision to play for it and to, like, maybe try and bait Rocket out, but Rocket just had no reason to leave that. He was in just such a nice spot, and again, yeah, I think the focus should have been on getting those gens done, because this does put us in a bit of an awkward situation. While we're getting into the 3v1 here and into the next stage, we might only potentially get down to 1 gen. Which is, yeah.
I'm seeing Rocket plays down some very interesting crows here, which again, just nice slingshot, beautiful down onto divers. But yeah, it just shows that you don't have to be the best killer mechanically on every single character. If you just have strong fundamentals, if you have good game sense, if you know which chases to commit and which not. And Rocket does exactly that, gets it down and a hook onto divers, getting the pain resonance, and still has a pretty solid 3 gen on the top side of the map available if he wants to play into it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I don't think it's I think we can agree, yeah, that Rocket definitely does not seem to be, you could say, the #1 artist player in the world, or somebody who really just comes home and just plays artists all day. Rocket, he's still Rocket, and he does have a lot of killer experience, and he's making it work, and I'm quite impressed by it. I will be honest. I'm thinking no way some of these birds will hit, but he just makes it work.
Are you seeing this beautiful new spectator bug that we have, by the way? So apparently, as long as no survivor is swarmed by the crows and Rocket is not placing down crows, we see the flight path of all previous crows. I think that's super interesting. Thank you, Dead by Daylight, for a new DB addition to the Dead by Daylight spaghetti code. And that is not something agree. I've seen before.
Yeah, I just think maybe behavior like, well, when we're spectating, we just need to know where that one bird 3 birds ago, where it went. Super important information for analyzing and stuff like that.
Oh, look at that. Plus 10% haste coming through potentially for the next chase with that huge rapid brutality and batteries included value. But Rocket decides to leave, interrupt this gen that is being worked on. He's trying to commit to the survivors that are on the bottom side of the map, but Tamashi's survivors are doing a great job taking the... No, he's trying to commit to the top side, excuse me, but Tamashi's survivors are doing a great job at taking the chases to the bot side, where most of the gens have already been completed. Unfortunately, Dibus gets caught out here, sends it towards the comp corner. Do they make the pallet again? They do! Not getting the stun. Does Rocket get the down over the pallet here? No. Very brave from Dibus, just sending it past the crow. And Rocket just decides to play it for the M1, getting some help from batteries during this chase. Plus 5%, it's just unfair.
Yeah, that batteries is definitely a nasty perk. I do definitely agree with that. And yeah, it's a tough spot here. And again, I don't want to like bring it up too much. I do just think we should have gotten those gens and not gone for the unhook. And I think we are kind of seeing the consequence of this now, because we are going to get down to the last gen here. But had we done another gen earlier, we would have been able to get some outs here. And we might potentially even be looking at a 4K1, maybe a 4K0.
I'm not even sure if this is looking like a 4K at all, because we saw that one gen on the bottom side being at roughly 60%. If survivors just split gens now, I think they can make something happen here if Dibus just has a bit of a chase, maybe a body block coming in, a bird being tanked, anything like that, but it does seem like Dibus is going to get eliminated here. Is Mub covering for a save potentially? Unfortunately, he is not. We see Clarity and Mub actually stacking the gen on the bot side of the map. We know Pain Resonance has already been used. Clarity is going to show in the face of the killer, just trying to draw attention away from the generator, but Rocket sniffs it out, knows he needs to interrupt this, and he might expect another survivor to still be close by.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting spot. This could either, like at this point, yeah, it's either gonna be a 4K, or like if they somehow get the gen out, I think they might just be able to get some stages out, which would be huge for them. I would definitely say this is almost, I want to dare to say this is almost a make or break situation for Tamashi. Because if they do get this final gen done and they do get those stages off the map, it's gonna be very huge for their killer. But if Rocket just keeps putting the pressure on here, and he does get the 4K, it's gonna be a very hard assist match.
Trying to go for the slingshot on this top side generator. We have a good split for the survivors, but of course they are now stuck in the 2v1. They really were hoping that Dibus could have lasted a tiny bit longer, but against batteries, there's really not too much you can do. Now the survivors need to call out the birds early, give Rocket as little information as possible, make him paranoid so that he has to check on the top side of the map and maybe goes just a step too far away from the bottom side. That is what they need to do to crank out one more gen here. And Rocket is kind of just ping-ponging in between these two generators, not really committing to anything just yet, setting up a slingshot on the bot side generator and kicking the top side at the same time. Is Mub gonna get hit by the crows? No, Mub stealthing at a safe distance, giving absolutely no information to Rocket, who is now finding himself in a chase with Clarity.
Yeah, Clarity really needs to pull out a great chase here if Tamashi has any chance of this. We don't get hit with the birds. That is quite huge, and I think Rock's just gonna leave it and just keep focusing on the gens. I don't know if I like this playstyle, because it has to commit sooner or later. Because if it just keeps going back and forth, they are slowly going to be getting more and more pressure. But of course, you also want to pick the chase at the right time. He's having a hard time finding Mop here. Yeah.
That is the other thing, right? If you are committing to a chase, you have a survivor that you can chase. If you have to deal with the stealth, and you're slowly losing your control over the game, you're not getting these birds to connect onto Clarity. So in the back of Rocket's head, it's going to be, what is happening? Where are these survivors? Why can't I find Map? And yeah, he really is unsure of what to do in this situation.
Yeah, and as we see, the gen has quite the amount of pressure, and he opts not to kick it. which I do find just a little bit interesting. Of course, I think he's just banking on the fact that he wants a quick chase here. But if Clarity can make something work here and get just that amount of time out, it might just be enough to pop that gen and get at least 3 stages out.
Just able to repel the bird in time. The haste has already worn off. Clarity made a good bit of distance. This breakable wall has been broken already. But Adrenaline comes through and Mupk is able to pop the last generator. This can be 3 stages out of the gate if they just get on the gates immediately. But I do think that both of the gates are on the top side of the map, if I saw correctly, or is there one on the bottom side?
Yeah, I did see one on the right there. The other one, I'm having a hard time seeing it. But yeah, the down cost does come down there, sorry. And let's see here if Mupk can get out in time. They really need these outs, I will say. It's Mup's deciding to stop. They could actually potentially maybe even play for the pickup. I don't think a Rocket would pick up here. I think he's just going to be trying to sniff out the last survivor. Oh, he does so too.
And Mupk was the wake-up survivor as well. I think had he just gotten on that gen on that gate on the bot side of the map, I think he could have been out. He's been so good at stealthing this entire game. Unfortunately, that was a tiny miscall that is going to cost them badly. But still, being able to pop that generator in the 2v1, really impressive, making it a 4k0 instead of a 4k1.
Yeah, this is definitely, again, it's going to be an uphill battle for the killer bot. This is Tamashi's set. So I do have some faith, I would say, in their artist player. Again, not to disrespect Rocket in any way, but as we've seen, Rocket is definitely not maybe the most average artist enjoyer, but he does still have those killers. And so even though Rocket's birds might have been a little interesting here and there, I just think his sheer game knowledge just pulled him through here. So again, I'm interested to see if Tamashi can pull something from this sticky situation.
Yes, 4k0, definitely an above average result for Artist, especially if you're considering the, like you mentioned, survivor-sided balancing in the set. We will have to see what Tamashi can do. As you said, I agree with you. I'm not counting anybody out here, but it would be a lot of pressure if Team Rocket was to go up 2-0 in these finals in the Artist set. Definitely not what Tamashi would want.
Yeah, exactly. But again, like we've said a lot, you should never say never. But again, I'm just having a hard time seeing this. I don't want to be, I don't want to be against Tamashi, but again, it's a 4k0 at a set that we've seen a lot of outs on, and it's Team Rocket. They have some great survivors here. So I really hope though that Tamashi can still pull something through here, because I really want to see us go to at least another set maybe.
Yeah, and if there's one killer who can make even the best 1v1 players look a bit helpless, it is Artist, just because of the zoning. You're never able to play those pallets. You have to leave your loops unless you want to get hit by a crow, which is oh so dangerous. So yeah, of course you can still play really well as Survivor against Artist. Just know your distances, know when to leave a loop, know how to not be in the line of sight for the birds to connect. And I'm sure we're going to see some great performance. And I'm curious if we're going to see the double haste setup coming through from Dibus as well, or if they're going to opt into a different set of perks.
Yeah, I 100% agree too. It's definitely going to be interesting to see what perks Dibus will be picking here. Of course, Dibus, it should quickly be thrown out. Dibus has not does not get the opportunity to pick a build now. They have submitted a build beforehand. And again, it's going to be exciting to see if they choose to go for something like Rocket did with a more chase-focused build, or they're going to be picking more perks to maybe keep the gen pressure more up.
Yeah, we also got to keep in mind that Rocket got such an early down in his first chase, just good placement from the birds and capitalizing on it with a basement hook that was fully camped out. I don't think that is very easy to replicate. The survivors are going to be on the lookout for that. But Dibus definitely needs some really strong chases here. Ideally, a bit of help from the RNG gods, maybe spawn a 4-gen in the corrupted area of the map instead of in the open.
Yeah, I will definitely be praying on Tamashi's half here to the RNG gods that they get a nice gen split here and some nice RNG and like good tiles and stuff, because they definitely, well, no, sorry, I should correct myself there. That Team Rocket here doesn't get the greatest stuff, because again Tamashi has a bit of an uphill battle here. Dabis is definitely gonna have to pull something of a miracle here. But I do have high hopes, and I do believe, and I am praying that we will be seeing a miracle here.
Yeah, I just want to see more sets, because Tamashi they've been playing so well in the semifinals. I want to see more of them. I was mistaken earlier. This is their first time making it out of the group stage, which is super impressive, and they are already making it to the grand finals. What a great story already. It would be so nice if they could take a couple of sets from Rocket, and yeah, maybe take us to the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think I really like Tamashi here, and I definitely want to see these two teams play more sets. Because, I think both teams are very impressive, and I think we've seen some impressive performances by both teams, and it would be kind of a shame to just end it here, I want to say.
Yeah.
But we are loading in now. We do see a different build here, and I do honestly, I want to say just earlier, I kind of prefer this towards Rocket's builds.
We do have 4-gen on the top side of the map, and we do find Rocket early in chase. Wretched Fate, definitely a very strong perk that you can bring on the artist. She's very good at interrupting survivors from cleansing their totems, agitation to make sure that you're able to hook inside of your gen setup, and of course Pain Resonance. If it's available, you basically gotta take it, unless you're on Midwich maybe.
Yeah, we just see Davis here is just gonna...
Look at them.
They're hungry for the crossing. I think Rocket almost got it there. He's just gonna try and force himself down. No, he's gonna go up again. Yeah, I was gonna say...
Tag,
I wouldn't have loved if Rocket had just committed to down. I do see a mesh down there having crossed. It's gonna be interesting to see if they all cross now, but yeah. Rocket in chase here. He needs something a little bit long, yeah, if they're gonna have a good start here.
This chase should be over very soon. Yeah, the down comes through the window. Really well played. I like the patience on the bird from Davis, setting up way ahead of time to hit Rocket on the Shack pallet, forcing the locker, making him lose all of his distance. There's definitely some good knowledge from the artist player coming through there, getting the Pain Resonance and able to stop the first generator from popping. Of course, the survivors right now, as you mentioned, have crossed. Mash has been working these topside generators for quite a while now. They're all busy working them. Blast Mine coming through, stunning the artist. Poor bird lady.
Yeah. Would you see a quick unhook there? I was gonna say I really did like that hook placement there, but unfortunately we do not get to camp it out for its full potential here.
For the people as well, making Rocket such a hard target with how much progress we have on this top side of the map. Davis knows they don't want to commit to the bot side right now, finds the chase onto tower instead. Are they going to commit this? Pretty decent tile to play against Artis, but got a tiny bit lost here. Maybe a quick and quiet situation, some head-on shenanigans, but Tavo just beautifully holding distance and just disappearing in this tile.
Yeah, I don't really know what Tavo's pulled out there, but it was definitely something that worked. It's definitely, I want to say this is a double-edged sword. You really want to get a good chase here, a quick chase and a good down, But right now we're just pulling up into the region where we don't want to be playing.
Look at this disgusting setup. You just have
Yeah,
jungle
like-
gym into
Oof.
jungle gym. What can you do?
It's tough. It's really tough.
Excuse
Yeah.
me. It's like the long L gym. That is unique on Azeroth.
That's true,
now.
yeah. But this is some nasty RNG for the survivors, and again, as we've said, at least I've said a lot of times now, these are some great survivors. They are really good at looping, and it's just a hard situation for Davis here, because you want to get the downs, but you don't want to just give up the gen for free, and yeah.
Yeah, during the game from Rocket, he already had someone tunneled out at this stage of the game. The gen spread also looking much better for Team Rocket right now. Davis was doing a good job at the start, trying to hold on to their gens as the life comes through from Lexi, making it back to a very safe pallet. The bird not able to get it down. Now your power is on cooldown, you're just Trapper. And these survivors are probably pretty good on the check spots. Actually, Davis winning a very important 50, getting the down onto Lexi, but I fear that it's just a tiny bit too late.
Yeah, I was gonna say the exact same thing. Like, it's a nice chase, we get a nice down, but oh, something happened there. I think it might have been a flashlight save. Yeah, by a rocket. Oh, that's just,
That hurts.
that hurts a lot. Yeah, and I'm just, it's definitely not lost yet, but it's like we've said before. Like, at this point, we need to pray for a miracle if Davis needs to do something.
Yeah, and it's going to be weighing on your mental, right? You know, this is your pick. You're about to go down 2-0. Unfortunately, not patient enough on that bird. Rocket shooting the perfect timing to make it through there, waiting at the perfect spot. Able to avoid the dire crows just barely and extending this chase ever so much after already getting a flashlight save. Just putting on the carry pants on 11. Yes, this is what the carry pants look like. Get the stun as well. Nothing is working for Divers now. This is so unfortunate.
Oh yeah, it's just, it's a tough position. We do get the down here though, but I do see a survivor there. I don't think they have a flashlight. No, they don't. Ooh, a little unlucky on the vault there. I think it's looking like it's over. Like, we see a gen that's over 90% here. We do get a pain res here.
I think
But I
Rocket
don't
already was pain res.
Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
that might have been it. Yeah, he was. Oh, that's just unlucky. It's just a very tough situation. I'm finding it hard to like say exactly, because like the pressure's not there. It's basically over, and I think Davis like putting up a great deal of, like, I wouldn't say this is a bad performance, but like the fact of the matter is that the balancing just leans towards the survivors a lot here, and we need like somehow to do something before this gen pops, and I just don't think it's gonna happen. I'm just gonna have to say it like that.
And it might also just be a bit of pressure coming through, going against some big names in the scene. First time on the grand finals, but hey, you can still be incredibly proud that you made it here in the first place, and you're putting up a good show. Maybe we just need the mental reset before the next set. I still think that Tamashi are not out of this, but Team Rocket does go up 2-0 here. Let's be honest, they have achieved odds, even though, yeah, they can leave anytime. There is no way that an artist gets 4 slugs just from one messed up pull. You know, that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would assume they already have a survivor in the gate just for the safety of it and stuff, and like, I think they're just trying to see what they can do here. But as you said earlier, yeah, I think Tamashi could still be very proud of this performance. Second place does not mean that you're bad at the game. I would say quite the contrary.
Yeah.
Of course, there can only be one winner, and I think for this, it might just be Team Rocket. But again, Tamashi pulled through. They played a lot of matches and they won them and they got to the grand finals, and that alone is still extremely impressive in my opinion.
Yeah, it's also just inexperience, right? You can be like, yo, team, we made it to the grand finals. We can do this again. And
Exactly.
it's just very good to see that we have new names that are making it all the way to the top placement in the tournament. Of course, we're not counting them out just yet, as the heal tech is coming through from Mesh. And the pickup onto Tavo does come through. Finally, Divers is going to get another hook. But yeah, these survivors can leave at any point, which would result into the win for Team Rocket. So there is no sugarcoating this. They just want to get as many stages out of the gate as they can. And by trying to do that, they gave up one more fresh. It happens all the time, of course. But it is valuable to practice those NPM scenarios as well.
Yeah, you could almost say like they're trying to, like, I would still say in a respectful manner, they're just trying to assert a little bit of dominance here,
Yes.
showing that like they've won the game and of course they could just take the outs, but like they want to put up and show like, look, we're still here and we're still, even though we've won, we're not just gonna be giving away free stuff here. Like, cause that's just not how it works. You fight to the bitter end, even when you've won. You wanna have the best result as possible.
Look at all of them here. The Great Wall.
The great wall of survivors
body
here.
blocking. And that is going to be all the stages out of the gate, resulting in, four stages for Divers. Great effort.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely not, I would say, necessarily a bad result. Of course, it would just, this time wasn't the result that got them the win.
Yeah,
this,
and you could definitely see some nerves as well. You know, the double vault on the windows, something like that is usually highly uncharacteristic. And hey, these are humans, so everybody makes mistakes. In the end, yeah, let's see if Tamashi can bring it back in the demo set. But of course, demo probably the killer that Rocket is most famous for. I think you could argue that.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, like when I think of great demo players, I definitely think of Rocket as one of them. And I know, like I don't know if I could still consider like maybe Rocket the absolute greatest. Like there's definitely could be some more debating of it, but there's definitely been times where Rocket has been the undisputed demo Gorgon master. And yeah, I don't think there's any way of sugarcoating it. I think Tamashi's in for one real tough game here. But of course, with all of that being said, you should never say never. And demo is definitely not just like an S tier killer. Of course, we're balancing and stuff, but it could definitely be an interesting game here. And Tamashi might just pull something crazy off here and leave Rocket feeling empty and destroyed. And yeah, but maybe
that's going to
just
be the mental win there, and the mental warfare is gonna make Rocket cry, and then he won't be able to
Exactly.
play the next. Yeah, I see the vision.
I see. I hope I'm not praying. You could say on Rocket's downfall, maybe, but I might just be ever so slightly unbiasedly hoping for maybe Rocket not to just swoop in and win everything here.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see what happens here. It's definitely gonna be interesting, and I'm very, very excited for this match. Anyways, even though it's definitely leaning towards Team Rocket, maybe taking this set too. But yeah.
And I'm not saying this to be in any way disrespectful towards Team Tamashi, but I think they're also just a tiny bit underperforming right now after what I see that they can do. We've seen them play earlier in the semifinals. They've done an absolutely stellar job in many of their sets, both on Survivor and Killer side. Maybe they just need to regroup, focus up again, and maybe this demo set is where they start their comeback.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, I definitely also feel like there's been some mistakes by Team Tamashi where I think, like, of course, sitting in a caster chair, it's always easy to just
Yeah.
point out mistakes. Like I would do so much better in their situation. But again, like, I feel like there's been some mistakes that, like, I feel like Team Tamashi might just be able to, like, get through here and maybe just put on that really, truly A game for this demo set.
Yes. As casters, we are just Twitch chatters, but with a microphone. Just don't get flashlight saved for head, but
Exactly. Just do all the gens. Don't go down and chase. Like, what are you doing? Like,
that's so smart. Why aren't they doing that?
yeah, like that's what I do all the time when I play the game. I choose not to die. I just refuse to go down.
When are you playing on Invictus?
They ask me and stuff, and I was just like, I don't know these nobodies. I'm just too good for these. I don't know.
Yeah,
It would be unfair if I had to play with them.
I got a couple of offers right now. I've got to sort
Yeah.
it out. Elysium
Exactly,
has been knocking
exactly.
at the door as well.
V1, he just won't gotta get out of my DMs, and like it's just, it's tough being me. Nobody out.
The
Of
teams
course.
are getting ready. We're going
Exactly.
to have focus on the killer here, which might also be good after just having a fresh killer player for the mental reset coming in, ready to put the team on their backs. Showing us a great performance again. Notably, 3 different killers, 3 different killer players from Tamashi. Great to see them being able to deal with every situation accordingly. It's always great to have a lot of diversity on your roster when it comes to being able to pick killers, to play killers, and to perform against them as well.
Yeah. I'm trying to think here. I think I do like we have a new player on the killer, and I'm trying to think here. I could see a vision where Team Rocket, they're confident now. They've just won 2 sets
Ooh.
in a row. They might just get a little too cocky, and we might just see a quick down, and we might be getting an interesting game. But we'll have to see what happens here.
I got a quick peek at the scoreboard in the lobby and focus. P100 Demogorgon. Definitely what you want to see when the backs are against the wall. Down 2-0. We see a Pain Resonance, Bamboozle, and Gift of Pain as our perks of choice, of course, paired with Corrupt Intervention. Focus is just trying to see if one survivor opens themselves up for an easy tag here, and he does just find that onto Lexi on this Ornamental, not judging the distance perfectly, getting a good shred hit, getting rid of the Shack pallet immediately. This is looking promising. This is the first chase you want. Unfortunately, losing the 50 on the window vault there. Good check spots by Lexi, but only has this edge map pallet to play, which is now getting broken. Probably just decides to die. Oh, wait, does he make it back to 5? I don't think he does. Beautiful juke, and now he's able to reach the pallet in the gym again. Oh no, this down must come through soon. Oh, he's just winning 50s now. That is so well played by Lexi. This chase is already so important.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, I was gonna say, I'm definitely, I wouldn't say maybe shocked, but it was definitely an interesting choice to play that aggressively and that in the opening. And I did think it might just, like, it would have come back to bite Team Rocket in the ass, just to say it bluntly. But, like, Alexis, she's just putting on, like, a great performance here.
Great use of the firecracker now on this very safe filler tile. Does get the stun as well, letting insult to injury.
Exactly, like, and
finally focus wins
we
the 50.
might.
No, you don't get that, Rocket.
No,
You don't get that.
thank God. Oh.
And now Rocket is immediately here and in chase, and we know that the resources on this side of the map have been depleted. Beautiful patience by Focus, getting the shred on the drop filler. Good, decides to drop the pallet, and he's just a 2-tap!
Oh, this is not the position you want to be in for Team Rocket. As I said in the beginning, they're definitely confident, and I think this was, just to say it bluntly, a cocky mistake.
Yes.
Rocket should just not have been there, and it's definitely gonna be biting them in the ass now, to say it bluntly again. But like,
if you're Team Tamashi, you're cheering right now. You're cheering for your killer player.
Exactly.
The unlock does come through. Do we care about Gift of Pain? Are we going for fresh hooks here? Focus decides to take the tag onto Mesh, and now chooses to take a fresh hook onto Rocket. Can he get the Pain Resonance in time before the generator is being completed by Tavo? Looks like it. Very interesting that he's choosing to play into the Gift of Pain here rather than going for the tunnel out onto Rocket. And they did not know about this teleport. Focus able to interrupt the reset, finds the injured survivors over here. Calls out the head-on plane, gets the down onto Lexi. What a great awareness.
Ooh. This is just like, this is exactly what Tamashi wants, and they're putting on a great performance. As again, I think Team Rocket came into this match thinking it was just going to be another pushover match, but Focus is just really just showing that like Tamashi's not out. It's not done till it's done, and like this is just like it's a great position for Focus here. It's not a good position for Team Rocket. They definitely now, I would say, they need to start pulling out some good stops here, some good chases, and like, yeah.
And look at the hook position as well. Right
Exactly.
on top of the 90% gen. It was 99 at some point. Everybody is injured, everybody is struggling, and Focus is looking to dominate here.
Yeah, exactly. Even though these are great 1v1 players, like being injured, you're always just like one mistake away from going down. So this is just like they need to somehow get healed up again, but like at this point it's definitely tough because they don't have a lot of gen pressure again. Like the main gen with a lot of pressure is just, it's being chased into. You have a portal on top of it, and yeah, it's not a fun position for Team Rocket right now.
So close. Lexi is just performing so well in chase during this entire game. Honestly, these chases from Lexi have already been game winning. It was really just a throw from Rocket that brought Tamashi back into this. But Lexi again, just completely popping off in the chase, doing so well.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think if Rocket just had gone and done his gen instead of trying for that flashlight save, and then that unfortunate head-on play, I think they would have been in a lot better of a position. But like Lexi's just pulling out all the stops. She's like, I'm not giving up that easily. We're not just gonna be pushing over here. And yeah, but even though like Focus still is in a great position, he does need this down soon, and like Lexi just won't die. He keeps on living.
Yeah, and again, I want to point out just how much pressure is on this killer player right now. We see, again, uncharacteristic mistakes coming through, missing the shred, just bumping into the wall on the drop pallet and pallet. The nerves must be really high right now, and who can blame them? Beautiful break, not getting stunned, and Lexi does not have anything to play anymore. This should be the down and the elimination at 4 gens remaining. Honestly, this is still a very fast elimination, and well played by Focus for sure. But honestly, Team Rocket has been recovering so well. And again, we see Rocket aggressively in the face of the killer with the flashlight.
Yeah, I like. I'm not a big fan of what Rocket's doing. I think it's like, I would say it's definitely probably taking a bit of a toll on the mental, like trying to do the mental games, but like I'm just gonna say I think Rocket should be getting on a gen and not doing this flashlight things, because like yeah, you could be down to 2 gens, even 1 gen right now maybe, if Rocket just did gens and not tried going for flashlight sabers.
Yeah, it's true. He's being a real nuisance, and he is able to get a lot of Focus's attention, allowing Team Rocket to pop this generator in Focus's face. Mash, very patient, winning the 50 to make it back to this window, holds distant again, and should get tagged. He is so patient, just not vaulting, taking the maximum amount of distance before the M1 finally comes through from Focus. And Mash takes it toward the bot side of the map. We finally see on the HUD Rocket on a gen.
I never thought I'd see the day, honestly, at this point.
No longer pop juking.
Exactly, nah.
Close.
Of course, we are giving Rocket a bit of a hard time here. He is, of course, a really good player, and again, like, even though he is, like, he's doing some interesting plays, like, he is kind of like, I wouldn't say necessarily making it work, but like he's definitely still putting pressure on Focus with these flashlight plays that he are doing.
What a hit!
Oh yeah, but we see that right there, like
Did you see how close that gen that Tava was working was to popping? They were almost going to end game right there. Focus finds Rocket's rotation, who is playing for the pickup. Focus focused on playing a bit of a slug game now, trying to get a lot of pressure. The pickup does not quite come through. Instead, it is going to be Mash that gets picked up and put on a hook. Gen is still regressing. Focus does not have to be afraid of the generator popping. And he does get a pain resonance for their efforts.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we are down to 1 gen, of course. And like, when you're down to 1 gen, it's always going to be a little bit scary. But like, as we see here, there's not a lot of gen pressure, and we have a guy on hook, and like, we do get Tavo on the gen there on main, and he does have balanced, but like, Focus is honestly just like, yeah, as he's doing right here, he's just free to camp it, maybe try to find Rocket. If he finds Rocket, it will be like, I want to say it will be over for Team Rocket, but if Rocket can get this pull, they might just have another chance. And he does get the pull here. We'll have to see though if they can make like something with the chase. They really need a good chase here if they're gonna be pulling this back into the outs.
Rocket can just leave Mass to play the bot side and go stack with Tavo on the main building. Still some resources on this side of the map available, but Focus with some good zoning, forcing Mash to play the part of the map where resources have completely been dried out. Nowhere to go, forcing a corner, going locker. Trying to juke on the Z-wall, but no success, unfortunate.
Yeah, exactly. We see another down, like, you need just a little bit longer of a chase here, but like, as you see, Marsh just, like, we don't have the resources for it, which puts Team Rocket in a very awkward situation here of a potential 4K1, which would not be impossible for Rocket, far from it, but it would put a lot of pressure on Rocket. We do get the gen pop.
And adrenaline, of course, coming through on the balanced landing survivors. It was Rocket work in the bot side gen, and Tavo just staying on main building. And Focus, unfortunately, not able to interrupt that gen in time. Nice hit on the vault, and Tavo's the fresh hook. This is the survivor you want to go for in the endgame right now. You also know that they're exhausted because of adrenaline, and again, beautiful knowledge of the demo hitboxes. The Rocket is here again. Can we get more stages?
Let's see. Is he gonna commit to it? I think he might just, yeah, because we hear the gate popping. We see both survivors. We have an opportunity to chase Rocket. Hopefully getting a quick down and hopefully getting back to our slug. Marsh does go for it. I would just consider maybe. But Marsh is just gonna be trying to pull attention away because he is on death hook. So like Marsh can kind of afford to go down, and it wouldn't be like the end of it, but yeah, you really just need this Tavo pick, and the Tavo pick does come through. I think also I was just gonna opt to leave.
Yeah, nice hook on the hill coming through as well, which means that it's going to be much harder for the survivors to unhook this. They might heal in the exit gates, or they elect to leave, taking their stages. Now, ideally, it would be Mash trading for Tavo here to minimize the stages on the survivor side. Let's see what they can do. I think this is quite the risky pull. But if we get track of survivor pucks, we know that Tavo is the balanced landing survivor. So once the unhook does come through, they will be able to make a lot of distance using that exhaustion puck.
We do find the heal. They do, luckily for Team Rocket, get the heal through before that. But like, this is not what you want. Like, you would have preferably gotten to like maybe pull up on the hook more. We do see them kind of like spreading the pressure out here. Focus is having a hard time figuring out who to focus, who to chase.
Yeah, definitely such a high pressure scenario, because Focus has been doing so well this trial, and then just some crazy individual plays from the survivors coming through to bring it back. And yeah, they just donate one more stage. Honestly, that is very kind, making the win condition just a tiny bit easier for Team Rocket. That unhook wasn't the greatest play.
Yeah, just Team Rocket here with a charitable donation to Tamashi here with that last hook stage here. I understand why they tried to go for the unhook, but like, I feel like they should have just taken the outs. Like, at this point, you just can't afford to give that stage.
Honestly, it's not a disaster, right? Mash was
Yeah,
already on Death Hook. It could have been worse. We're gonna see the Demogorgon Mori. Very beautiful. And this is going to be 10 stages, right? 10 stages for Fresh
I
on
think
demo?
so. Yeah, really good result for Tamashi.
Yes.
Of course, we have now been hyping up a Rockets demo for quite a while. It's gonna be very interesting to see though if he can actually pull off 10 stages or
Yes.
better.
And again, there was some very, very risky plays during this game that made the game harder for the Survivor side. But it just takes such a strong Survivor squad to come back from those mistakes. It was looking like Focus had everything they could have ever wanted on a silver platinum. They get the interrupt and the reset. They had Lexi on Death Hook, in Chase injured, and it was honestly Lexi just popping off in Chase every time it was needed of them. Their first chase was extremely long. Their chase when they were on Death Hook was extraordinary, and definitely for me the MVP on the Survivor side. Even though Rocket is the star player.
Exactly. No, I do want to give it. Yeah, I think Rocket again. Some interesting plays this survivor match, but like she just those chases were just like it would have been a lot worse if those chases didn't come through from Lexi. I think we might have been looking at maybe a 4K1, even a 4K2 if Lexi didn't just like pull off that great of a performance in chase. But I feel like it's also, of course, expected to get some good chases. Demo is a very, like, you could say 1v1 centered killer. And, like, it's Team Rocket that picked Demo. We would expect them to be confident in their chases. And we did see that confidence. They were confident and they did, like, they pulled up and they performed. And yeah.
Now, what do we have to see from Rockets to close this out 10 stages? It is, I would say, an above average result for the killer of Team Tamashi. So if they just play it out cleanly and maybe they get 7 stages, 8 stages, they are chilling, of course. So we're definitely going to need Rocket to pop off. If you're rooting for Team Tamashi here, you will hope to see strong individual chases. Maybe we can set up a head-up play.
Yeah, I didn't really like. We did see Team Rocket trying to set up some head-ons. Of course, they didn't pay out as they wanted, but like I also feel like demo is also like it's a set where like from the teams I've played and from the teams I've seen, we like it's fun to play around the head-on and it's nice and it's comfortable and it's something you kind of want to try and set up. Of course, you can't always set up a head-on in every match, but I would hope that Tamashi could maybe set up a head-on, extend the chase by a good bit, and yeah, hopefully get some good chin pressure in and maybe even a good result. But again, it's gonna be very interesting to see this because again, Rocket. I almost want to say like he's almost at this point like this impending doom of Rocket Demogorgon, like the crazy hits we're gonna see and the crazy plays we're gonna see from Rocket. It's definitely like an intimidating thing here, even with this great result. Like if I was in Tamashi's shoes, I'd be very scared right now.
Well, to be fair, I think you don't need anything too spectacular on the Survivor side to get less than 10 stages against Demo. If you just play main building correctly, if you play Shack correctly, if you die away from the active generators, I think you are already off to a great start. If Tamashi is able to make that happen, that could set the tone for how the trial is going to go for them. Again, Divers on a different outfit. I respect the effort so much. Usually you only see the same couple survivors in comp, and then they're always wearing the same thing. So huge shout out again to Divers for switching up their outfit almost every trial. And it is so accurate, like law accurate for Yunjin as well.
Oh yeah, I 100% agree. I'm also like, I love putting on a bit of a fashion show when I'm playing Survivor. I love changing my Survivor and my outfits and all of that stuff. I can never just stay on one thing.
Yeah, we
So
gotta
I
look beautiful while we're getting tunneled out, you know?
exactly like if I'm gonna get tunneled, at least I want to look good. I want to be remembered as the guy that got tunneled but looked super super good while doing it, while being tunneled.
Your team will appreciate it for sure.
Exactly. But yeah, we are slowly loading in. I do kind of want to bring it back because I did say that, like, I think Tamashi has a bit to fear here of Rocket, but I think that might actually play into like almost a good thing. Because again, as we've mentioned, probably a bit too many times now, Rocket was definitely a bit too confident on the Survivor side, and it did cost some stages, and it did cost like yeah, it was definitely a mistake to just say it. So if Tamashi just locks in and just focused on doing gens and progress and just pulling in like the basic but a good result, I think they might just edge it out and win this set.
And again, it is Rocket's demo, but it's still just demo, right? You've been
Exactly.
streaming demos so much. You at this point you can't get intimidated by the name. You just gotta play it down, cleanly play it out. He only has a very limited arsenal of tricks up his sleeves. Demo is a very solved killer. So I think if our survivors can lock in, play like they normally would without any pressure, they're gonna be in a great spot. Speaking of tricks up their sleeves, we have Rocket with the Hex build going for Devour Hope, Ruin, and Pentimento, paired up nicely with Scourge Hook Pain Residence as he finds 3 survivors in this main building. No bamboozle this time. First totem already leaves the trial. Not the great start, not the greatest start for Rocket.
No, yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna be like I like the confidence in the build, but like as you see there, like that's just not what you want on your ruin. Cleansed before even the first chase was committed to. And we do get into the first chase here. And Mobs are just gonna be taking it down to Shaq, I think, yeah, as we have the free gen on that one side there, top side. So we just want to get as far away from that free gen as possible. Rocket not shredding there. Yeah, he wouldn't have hit it. Of course, yeah, as we've said, Rocket knows his distances, so this could be another case though. This might be a down. No, Mob does get to the pallet and connects it to Shaq. Does get through the Shaq window. Oh. It's not like this is a great chase. I would not be super happy right now if I was Rocket. But again, it's still the first chase. There's still a lot to happen, but like another swing and a miss, like we do finally get it down here, I think, yeah.
Mobk is fully zoned, no edge map palette to play around. Great death spot, Ruin out of the trial. 2 generators actively being worked on, maybe a 3rd one even. This is all that the Survivor side could have ever asked for. Beautiful chase, great location, 2 gens popping. Basement hook, not the best right now, because Rocket just needs to get active on the map again to defend his remaining generators. The 3 gen top side has been popped. And the way that these demo players play around the totem build is usually they will only light the Pentimento when they have a hook close to the totem so that they can camp both of it at the same time. We will see if Rocket is going to go for something similar here, or if he's just straight beelining for the cleansed totem, which seems to be the case. Funnily enough, the survivor that was close to this is choosing the exact same pathing, but Rocket just lights up the Pentimento, teleports back to the basement, and continues to camp Mob, who has just been unhooked. Now, can we get the body block? We should not be able to get the body block. Beautiful play by the survivors. Mob still has that base kit endurance, should make it to a pallet safely. Wait, does he make it to this eye loop, or is the endurance gonna time out? Oh, Rocket was counting. He knew that this endurance was not gonna last long.
Yeah, the haste definitely. Oh, I spoke a little too soon, but Mob definitely got saved by that haste. Unfortunately, he does lose the 50 here.
Rocket has been winning every 50 so far. Just really,
That's true.
really strong M1 chases like you would expect from him.
Yeah,
And-
Rocket is known as something of a 50-50 demon, I would say, but like
Yeah, one of the 50 winners out there for sure. And again, electing to not choose the Pain Resonance hook here. Actively deciding against it, going for just a regular hook. I think this would have not been the worst time to go for some gen regression, as we can see that this one on the top side of the map has a fair bit of progress. But of course, Rocket has a plan here, probably looking at this 3 gen around the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I think we might. I think we should have taken the pain rest there, but like again, maybe Rocket has some ace up his sleeve. I will have to note though, like at this point, like he's basically playing without perks. He doesn't have his Devourer, he doesn't have a Pinto up, his Ruin is gone, and he hasn't used his pain yet. Like at this point, it's not what you want to do. You don't want to load into a match with like half a perk.
Davis tries to get the unhook, goes for the trade here, very measured, very much planned out, allowing Mupk to make it to this top side of the map where he still has all the pallets available. This one is not the safest, but in conjunction with this window can be played beautifully. Rocket does not send the shred here. Mupk doesn't go for the wall. Both sides showing great patience on this pallet, and that is exactly how you need to play it. Oh, missing the swing as well. Mupk is making this last chase count. And it comes down, makes the window wall perfectly played.
They're just like Tamashi's just showing a great performance. Rocket's trying for something here. I think didn't work out just as you wanted it, but I think I maybe saw the vision in it.
A bit of Sky demo coming in, and Rocket, he's in trouble. He does have this 3-gen setup on bot, but now he is forced to drop his tunnel out. There will be a reset coming through immediately. Clean break running on Clarity, who is taking good distance, making sure that the perk is going to activate and put him back to healthy in no time. The survivors are in control here, and Rocket's totem spawns are far away from his gen setup as well.
Exactly, like, and I do think I was gonna say I didn't know if that was the greatest time to leave. Like, of course, an extended chase, but we did see and a head on down there. Like, I think Rocket chose the, like, maybe not the perfect time because like the chase was so long and like, but like had he committed to it, she probably wouldn't have gotten it down because we had a head on and we had survivors ready to take the tank and like, yeah.
Oh, this is a commitment for sure. Oh no! Okay, this is devastating for the survivors.
Definitely.
Okay, the saving grace is that this hook is far away from the 3-gen. It is just one more stage. You don't have to be too worried about this. But Focus is gonna be so sad about that. Just a millisecond away from cleansing the Pentimento. Rocket, I don't think anybody is hovering the pull at edge map. You know, this grab was very unlikely to happen. I never see people getting grabbed after a demo poplar. This is so rare.
Yeah, I like that was crazy. I don't know if I dare call it lucky by Rocket, but that was crazy.
That was definitely a bit of an oopsie, but this is not the end of the world for Tamashi's survivors. They're gonna be like, oh, okay, guys, we can't afford to do that again. And they will play it more safely, even though they know exactly the location of the totem. And we do find Mupk in chase again, remember? Deathhook survivor, not taking attack here, and Rocket has to leave to take care of his generators again.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think Team Rocket maybe just got a little too overconfident here, and Tamashi finally found their footing and just finally got to lock in here. Because like Tamashi is just putting on a great performance, I would say at this point. Like I'm very impressed at what they're doing here, and you can see Rocket's kind of scrambling. He's checking the edges, and like he's just not finding the pressure that he wants right now.
I wonder if he can body block a survivor if he comes out of that portal, because it is the totem is placed in a pretty peculiar position there. So I'm not even sure if you would be able to pre-leave with the Demogorgon hitbox just appearing right in front of you. So if you want to cleanse the totem, you have to at least invest the tag, I'm pretty sure. But right now the survivors are doing a great job at just pushing through the Hex Pentimento, and Rocket does get a tag on this TNL wall. Pentimento gets cleansed, Mupk is here for the body block. The shred does not quite reach. Mupk wants to double back into the pallet, takes a tag, but has adrenaline as the last generator pops with only 3 hook stages on the board for Rocket on his famous Demogorgon.
Yeah, exactly. Like this has just been. I want to say an insane performance by Tamashi. Rocket has definitely been making some mistakes here and there, and like Tamashi has just been playing this. I want to say perfectly. Like I think like this just shows that we can't root it out before it's over. It's not over till it's over. I think a lot of people were ready to just give up on Tamashi before this set, but like as we see here, they just pulled one of the most impressive results of the
Super
night.
well played to them. I'm sorry, I have a big smile on my face right now because we get to see more games, we get to cast more games, and like I said, I think that Tamashi have just been underperforming a tiny bit on the artist set in particular. Really felt like they regrouped, got their mental under control, really showed Rocket, hey, like you can't just mess around. We are a team that you have to take serious, and we're gonna perform.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Again, like I think there was a bit of a reality check for both us, for the viewers, and most of all for Team Rocket. Again, like coming to this demo set, all I really saw from Team Rocket was just like this overconfidence, like doing these cocky plays and stuff like that. And like I understand why they did it, but like as we saw here, like it's not over till it's over, and Tamashi just they capitalized off that, and I think the mental might just be a little bit down on Team Rocket. So I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening in this Trickster set.
Yeah, they are still up 2-1. They are still in a very good position. They are probably going to be like, yeah, guys, let's lock in now. Let's play serious. We just were joking around a tiny bit. We can still do this. But at the same time, on Tamashi's side, you probably have them cheering in the Discord right now, being like, guys, we can do this. We've done this before. We're gonna pop off now. And I'm so excited to see it. We've seen them on Trickster earlier. And they did really well, beating Team Isolith, who has a Trickster, well, not necessarily specialist on the team, but definitely a very experienced Trickster player. So this set I can definitely see going their way.
Yeah, exactly. I 100% agree. And like again, like there still is definitely like this. I want to say this looming presence, like or more like looming pressure from Team Rocket with them being up 2-1 now. Sorry, and like again, it's still Team Rocket. Like we may have won the set, but like it's still Team Rocket. They still have Rocket and like Mash and like all these great survivors. Like we've seen some insane performances from them, and like I think Team Rocket might just have gotten a reality check now, and I think they might just lock in here. But we'll have to see now. Loading in Rocket on the Trickster here with. I do kind of like this build. I could see it work.
Yeah, I feel like Wretched Fate is just a perk that you can slap on any build if it's available. You're going to get value from it, unless you're tunneling out your obsession aggressively, but you can always just pick a different survivor to chase. We have the Trickster chasing Yunjin, again, law-accurate matchup. Rocket missing the first 2 knives, and getting stunned by that is a beautiful start to the game for the survivor side. We see him up on the totem already. Ruin might leave the trial immediately. No. That was quite aggressive. Map does get interrupted and finds himself in a bit of a worse spot to chase him right now.
Yeah, I initially I was just gonna say like it's not super fun to be found this early, but like Tamashi's survivors are just doing like a great job of breaking that line of sight, preventing those like knife hits. But we do see the first power coming in here and the first down.
That was such a caster cuss. As we
I'm so sorry.
Mud
Exactly.
caught out in, at the edge map in the middle of nowhere, and the survivors were tripling the gen. That gets now interrupted by Pain Resonance. Oh, they were off to such a good start with Diabist Chase. I think it was just a tiny bit greedy to cleanse the ruin that is just 2 meters away from where the first chase is taking place. The survivors are going to be kicking themselves right now.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think they might just have gotten a little too confident from the last demo set where they just got 3x's to those totems. I think Rocket realized he might just have to keep a little bit more of an eye on his totems, not just letting it go like the last game. And yeah, like definitely not the best start for Tamashi, but like again, this is anybody's game. Like they still have some good pressure, especially on that shack generator. If they could get that out of the way, like that'd be very nice. But I don't think Rocket's gonna be eager to give that away anytime soon. And like we can see he's kind of extending out here. He's getting some knives. I don't feel like he should be getting some of these hits that he's getting right now.
This is getting quite chaotic. Rocket is able to interrupt 2 generators while camping a survivor on the hook. I'm really hoping that Clarity is not just a 2-tap here, which is, as Map hits stage 2 and 2 survivors are still working, trying to complete the first generator of the trial. This may have just been Tamashi's mental completely collapsing. I really don't know what's going on. They seem completely shaken. They are in damage control mode and they have no way of controlling this at all. 2 survivors are on the hook. Trickster is incredible at camping a hook or at just not letting you trade because you're just going down and the hook survivor is also going down with you. This is so unfortunate. I'm not really sure what's going on with Team Tamashi right now.
I agree 100%. Like I'm just kind of speechless. I just don't like. We went from such a high at the demo set to like at this point we might even be looking at a 4K for like I think we might get it a little further down, but like this is just not where you want to be, and especially after that demo set, and like it's sad to see. I want to say.
Yeah, they had such a beautiful start, and then just everything kind of fell apart. But they have been able to regroup. They have been able to reset their mental before. Map does not have anything to play here. Is Deathhook injured, mending, everything is against him, and he does finally get eliminated. Hey, at least the Ruin leaves the trial, but now we are in the same situation that we found ourselves earlier. We're cleansing the Ruin while the chase is there, taking an injury, running into the open, and just tanking another down. This must be. I don't wanna throw out any accusations, but this just seems like a tiny bit of tilt, which can happen, because you were doing so well, and then all of a sudden things just don't go your way anymore at all. This is going to be Map eliminated with 3 generators remaining. Focus still on the ground, ready for Rocket to pick him up.
Yeah, no, I think Tamashi's just like their mental might just be down here. I think they had again, you're coming from a great set with demo, like you still have a little pressure on you, then you go into the set, you're definitely playing a little confident, and that confidence just gets shattered at that start. Like that start was just not what you wanted, and I just don't think the survivors recovered from it. And I think we're just seeing it's like you said, I just think their mental might just have gotten destroyed from that bad start, and then just one mistake after another leading to this now.
Yeah, and it is so important to be able to pop shack early on Wrecker's Yard if you are committing so many resources into it. If you have people tripling it at the start, that means you have no other gen that has progress at all. We just saw the Pain Resonance hit a 5% generator that Dibus was working on, and again, Dibus does not have a lot to play here. Good pathing coming through though. Able to extend the chase just a tiny bit, but does go down. This is already the 4th fresh hook, with, of course, Map having been eliminated, and Rocket is in such a commanding position right now. This is pretty much unlosable for the killer player, which is never a situation you want to be in. This feels so rough.
No, this is definitely not fun for Tamashi. I think Rocket just shows that like it's Rocket, and like he had a bit of a bit of an like unfortunate performance on his demo. That was the one we hyped up a lot, and I think he just wants to get it over with now. He's not playing around anymore. He's locked in, and he just wants to end this now, and he doesn't want to like push things any further. And I think Tamashi just wasn't ready for this performance by Rocket, because like he's just putting on so much pressure. He's hitting his knives. He's doing the mind games. Like he's exerting so much pressure on the survivors' mental and like just the game in general. Like, yeah, it's not fun to be Tamashi.
It just hurts to see them go out like this, right? They were on the brink of making a comeback happen in their pick, having a really promising fast chase. And then the first generator gets interrupted, focus forced to work. This generator in a complete dead zone as the head-on survivors, so no exhaustion park to get any value out of. It's looking so dire. I'm really hoping they're gonna be able to crank out one more generator, but at this point, this might be a 4K3. Missed skill check as well. It's just, oh.
This is just not what you want. I think I have to say this might just become a 4K3. Like, I don't want to rule it out that they might just get the one more gen in there, but like at this point, like,
even if you do, right? 4K2 as Trickster, that's gonna be so hard to beat.
Yeah, I'm not hopeful for Tamashi, and I think I want to say they don't seem confident either. Yeah, but like again, we saw some crazy things on demo, but like I think it's just it comes back to what we saw on the Wraith and the Arches. Like it's small mistakes that just snowball into very big problems.
Yeah.
And again, like we keep like hyping up Tamashi and stuff, but like we still have Rocket on killer, and again, Rocket is one of the best players in the world. Like, love him or hate him, you can't deny that he's a great player, and he's just really showing it now. Like he's so done with messing around. He just wants to win this. I feel like
it does really feel like that. This generator also gets interrupted.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe like a little angry and annoyed after that demo game, and he's just putting out the frustrations on the survivors now with this Trickster performance, showing that he's still got it and that he's still like he's a dangerous killer.
Yeah, and at this point the survivors can't really do anything. You can't pre-run anywhere just because the gens are in such awkward spots, and a lot of the resources have been used up already, especially in this part of the map, and the other one in the other pocket on 3. So now 2 survivors injured on Death Hook, 1 person on the hook on Death Hook. This is just a slow trade of stages while Rocket is slowly closing his fist around Team Tamashi, trying to put an end to this.
Yeah, 100% agree. Like, this just feels like a ticking time bomb. Like at this point, I just don't see Tamashi getting through another gen. Like, it's delaying the inevitable at this point.
Oh, nice stun from Clarity, showing some forms of life there, some signs of life. Nice try to bait. Dibus leaving the gen early, letting Rocket see them. But Rocket knows there's another survivor close by. Does get a lot of knives into Clarity, but not committing. A bit scared of that generator over on 4. Popping. And knowing that Focus has nothing to play here, the only option is to go for a head-on play. Oh, this is actually Dibus. They switched places. Head-on almost comes through, but it's not enough. And now Rocket can play for the slug. Focus having to path aggressively, trying to set up her flashlight safe. Is Clarity able to pop that one generator in the distance in time? That would be the last saving grace for Team Tamashi. No,
it's just not happening, and we have the wretched fate. Yeah, I was hopeful for it, but like, yeah, it's just over at this point. Definitely an unfortunate performance, and yeah, I'm just I will kind of be honest. I'm having a hard time finding what exactly went wrong. It just feels like small mistakes and like it just seems like their mental just broke because of it. Because small mistakes continuing and
I see
continuing and
this.
yeah, I don't know what the world
Rocket
is.
faked kicking the gen multiple times, which caused alert to activate, and now Rocket finally kicked the gen for real. And Clarity is no longer going to get wall hacks on this tile, which is going to lead to them finally getting down as Rocket does a couple of spins, picks up the Jake, puts him on a cozy little hook, and is gonna say, win condition for you, 4k4.
Yeah. I will say though, as we are going to around picking up the survivors, I hope that Rocket will include that in his next chick spot video or mind game video. The kick the generator at the boss mind game, advanced, only a top 1% let up must like I don't know. That was interesting. I think we're seeing like a confident Rocket here again. Like he definitely shows that like even though the demo game happened and it didn't go quite as planned, like it's still Rocket and he's still putting in a great performance here and like look at this. Yeah.
You just gotta feel for Tamashi. Because they were setting themselves up for such a strong early game, especially Dibus was having such a great chase on this very tile, and this is where it all ends with a beautiful Mori in the dumpster, I suppose.
Exactly.
Well played by Rocket. I think Tamashi showed some signs of greatness during the set, but ultimately it fell apart and they were not able to recover from it.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like again, it's super sad to see, but like, yeah, I think we just have to say it like it is. Like Tamashi has nobody but like themselves to blame at this point. Like they have such potential, but like I don't know. Like it just seems like small things turn into big things, and then yeah. But again,
it was just a snowball.
It was just a snowball, and again, it's not because they're not playing well. Like they're still in the grand finals. We're still like putting on a good performance here, but like their opponent is still like this large boulder, and like yeah, you don't just push a boulder up a hill.
You know how that goes.
Exactly.
And this, I want to make a quick comparison to the Demogorgon game, where we saw Focus getting so many downs and so much pressure off of the failed flashlight save from Rocket, but then Team Rocket being able to recover from that situation. And that is what I think sets apart great players from good players. Because had Team Tamashi been able to make a recovery from that super tilting start, that could have definitely cemented them as a great team. But this time they weren't quite able to. Focus is going to be killing again on the Trickster. 4k4, slightly above average result for Trickster. I don't think we're going to see it happen.
Yeah, I don't think it will happen either, but I also kind of have this feeling of like if anybody's gonna make it happen, it would be Focus. But again, it's like you said, like Team Rocket has just shown that they can make mistakes and they can recover from it, and we've just seen it again and again and again with Tamashi. Like they're great players, no doubt about it, but like they make mistakes and they can't fully recover from them like Team Rocket does, and it means that like we lose stages, we lose gen pressure, and like it just becomes too much in the end.
It would have just been such a different story had that generator in Shackbot, because of course Shack is the central part of the Wrecker's Yard, basically holds together all of the 3-gen spawns that are possible on the map. It's the place where all the chases go through as well, so if you just get it out of the way for the first chase, you're happy. But they were never able to pop it and wasted so much time that they invested into it. It hurts.
Yeah, exactly. Like I 100% agree with that. Like they needed that section out the way, and like it just didn't happen. And then like one thing leads to another, one mistake after another, and like yeah, it was just I feel like it was just like an unfortunate game for them. Like, of course, you can never play perfectly. Like, nobody can play perfectly. Everybody makes mistakes, and yeah, it's just unfortunate. But again, like, never say never, and like, Focus still has like a chance to pull off the craziest plays and like the craziest miracle ever right now. And we are slowly loading in here to see if it might just be able to happen.
Yeah. It would be a miracle for sure. I don't think I can picture a game where you like a competitive game where you're not able to pop 2 gens against Trickster to at least meet the tie condition, right? Because Trickster does not have a lot of map pressure, at least you shouldn't have, so you just split 2 faraway gens and you're done, right? You met the tie condition.
Yeah, like I agree. Like I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm just gonna say it bluntly. Like I don't think it's gonna happen in any way. But again, like I don't know. Maybe Focus can do something, but like you need a super quick find here. You need a quick chase, and you need like hook in a good place. You need a good region, but maybe in like a extended fortune. But like already here, I want to say we should have been finding a survivor and getting into the first chase. And I think they're just going to be playing it slow. They just need those 2 gens and... interesting...
I'm not sure what Lexi's pathing was there. Just
I don't know, maybe this is a charitable donation to Tamashi. Helping tricksters in need of hard win cons from Lexi here.
Does go down under the pallet, but Focus knows that there can't be anybody around, and well, this is a start. Painless comes through, interrupts the gen that is being stacked, I'm pretty sure. No, they're on 3 different gens. I was coping.
Yeah, unfortunately. But again, we have a good start here, and is like the exact same sort of situation that happened for Tamashi, and you saw how that played out. So like if Focus can just keep up the pressure now, get into another quick chase here, and just keep, like you could say, snowballing it, we might just pull it off though. But we do see the gens are still slowly progressing. I don't think they're gonna be unhooking, because like they don't need to. They just need the gens. They don't need.
If you unhook, you give the killer another pain res, you just trade, and that is maybe a way that he can get back into the game. Good play for a slug as well, as we did the first generator coming through right now. Rocket also just gets the pull for free, which makes this whole situation even more unfortunate for a killer player. Main event coming through, knives need to connect here. I think base kit endurance is still in play. Should run out any second now. But Lexi doing a great job in this chase again. This player has been so clutch for Team Rocket.
Exactly, I agree. Like I will be honest, like when I heard Team Rocket and I saw the roster, I fully expected just to like see Rocket carry and be the MVP and stuff. But like at this point, even though we had like, a bit of an interesting start from Lexi,
yeah.
I'm definitely starting to lean towards Lexi being the true MVP here. But again, Rocket has also been playing killer here and definitely putting on some great performances. So I don't want to take us like I don't want to just give it to Lexi straight away now. Like I feel like Rocket and Lexi definitely have some competition here with each other for MVP of the team.
Rocket definitely has been MVP on killer, but I think when it comes to Survivor side, it's really been revolving a lot around Lexi and just the consistency on multiple sets against multiple killers, just always coming out ahead and being able to extend chases even in pretty dire situations. Super impressive. Does not get the stun here though. Rare 50 loss, which is going to lead to Lexi being eliminated from the trial. But if you look at the HUD, you can see Mash cranking that generator, Tavo and Rocket stacking as well. This is the win condition met, which means that Team Rocket is going to be our grand finals winner.
Yeah, exactly. Like, as you said, like, of course, Lexi going down a bit early there, but like, can you really be mad about it when you
Not
just
at all.
won? No, not really. Yeah, and yeah, like I don't think they're taking it super seriously now. You could see like Rocket just playing around in Shack. They're staying on the gen maybe a little bit too long, because like they've won. Like I don't think they're gonna be like trying to maybe do like they did with the artist game, like trying to get the absolute best result. I think they're just messing around at this point, seeing what they can do of funny little things to maybe just whatever.
Tavo unintentionally procking the balance, landing there, just sliding off the edge of the hill. And what I want to say, even though this is Team Rocket, right, which of course immediately puts a lot of attention onto Rocket himself, it is great to see that the rest of the team is showing up and that we get to put some spotlight on the players that are not as famous as Rocket is just yet. Of course, all of these players have been around in the scene, but it's always nice to see other people step up to the occasion and take the spotlight, even though star players are okay. Nice stun, Rocket. Really
Rocket,
well
we
played.
see you. Yeah, no, but I definitely agree with what you've been saying. Yeah, like I said, when I saw Team Rocket, like I honestly thought was just okay. So we have Rocket and three people.
Rocket and friends, yeah.
Yeah, Rocket and friends. Like, but I've been very impressed with all of these survivors, Lexi, Tavo, and Marsh. They've been putting in like some impressive performances here, and I will definitely be remembering their names for future tournaments and
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. It's so fun to see that. Yeah, there's just so many new people being interested in the comp scene, and even people that have been around for longer, breaking through, getting placed in the spotlight. I think it's just great that we have the ability to show off all these wonderful players and how they perform in game.
Yeah, like I 100% agree. I also feel like I've definitely seen the name Tamashi before. Maybe I'm just going a little crazy here, but like I like it's great to see some of these like teams like you've definitely seen the name around. You recognize the name. You're never really placing your finger on it. Finally seeing them putting on some good performances here, getting some more recognition.
Yeah.
It's just great to see.
Oh, beautiful fake by Maj.
Oh yeah.
And you know that these smaller teams, they grind just as hard as the big teams.
Exactly. I want to say like some of these smaller teams, they sometimes even grind more than like the biggest teams.
Yeah.
Because you see, like for example, with you could say both Practice and Invictus, I've definitely been seeing a lot of their plays streaming a lot of like streaking and stuff like that when you could be doing scrims. And I don't think Tamashi will be streaming an escape streak or stuff like that anytime soon.
Yeah, but again, it's Tamashi's first time that they make it out of the qualifiers, they make it to the group stage, and they immediately make it to the grand finals. Even though that they lost, they can hold their heads up high. They've done such a great job, and they can be so proud of themselves.
I 100% agree. Again, second place is in no way a bad place to end it. Because like this is still I'm still madly impressed with both teams, both Team Rocket and Tamashi pulled out, and unfortunately for Team Tamashi and luckily for Team Rocket just pulled it through this time around. But who knows? Maybe next time we'll see Tamashi pulling it out and winning the grand finals. But yeah, not this time.
I definitely want to see more of them in the future, though. It's been such a fun time casting with you, Lars, now that we're coming to an end.
Thank you, and you too. I could definitely not have asked for a better co-caster, I will be
Aw,
honest.
thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna do a little ad read, if you don't mind me. I'm gonna give some thank yous. Thank you so much to the production team, everybody behind the scenes. Thank you to the organizers. Thank you to Kiki, who was here casting earlier. Thank you so much to you, Lars, for jumping in as well. And of course, thank you to our sponsor, Cracked Media. Also, check out The Loading Screen, which is an esport news channel on YouTube run by Crack Media. Every Tuesday they upload. You can use command !TL in the chat. TLS, I'm sorry. Then XP Share, which is their gaming podcast, which is live every Sunday on all audio platforms and YouTube. XP Share. And then the Tournament VOD and all previous tournaments have been uploaded on the Cracked Media YouTube channel. So go over there and subscribe, YouTube. They allow us to host these tournaments, and we're so grateful being able to run these bi-weekly. This is going to be it from us. See you all again in 2 weeks for the 11th installment. And until then, have a wonderful night. Thank you all so much for hanging